spawning here in the top right in the even use the game hard extension. Love it. Here's our Zerg player from Unseen Gaming. He is actually from Switzerland. It is rykalsymn. I don't even know. rykalsymn? 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 Who knows? And his opponent over in the top left, from Team Bear Sloths, he's a Costa Rican. Love it. He is IRieStill. Holy 8 p.m. span. Like, just, oops, that's, everything I'm doing is not what I want to do. I feel like I didn't have sound enabled for that last game. Yeah, I did. Sure I did. I'm pretty sure I did, because, I don't know. Who knows? That's awesome. That's fun. I actually, I played Irie recently in the Lucky 13 GSL group stages. It's a good time. He kind of destroyed me, but there wasn't really much of a surprise. He's a pretty good diamond player, and I'm just, I'm quite the scrub. I think I played one game as Zerg. Maybe. I actually don't even know. They must have played before the balance update went in, because they are not cross-spawn only. They are definitely next to each other. Snow verticals. I don't think any of that is actually true. It's always the fun of playing this. And they may have also grabbed a version that didn't actually get the update. But once again, we do see these early expansion sort of builds from our players. You'd have a pool after the hatchery? I want to say it was after. We have a gas after that as well. We do have a first gas here for Irie. He's got his Reaper on the way. He's getting a second one on the way as well. So he is going to put a little bit of pressure on. Just be a little bit annoying. Reapers are always extremely annoying. He does know where his opponent is, given that he did actually see that Overlord. That cute little jump down spot over there is kind of fun to deal with. Is there actually one over here? There isn't really. There isn't one in this location. I mean, you do have this little kind of ramp. That's really about it. Reaper does get in. Just see if he's able to get anything done. And I might have to randomly mute myself because I think I'm going to sneeze. So if you hear the sound of my microphone turn off, that would be why. Reaper microing for its life. It does barely get out with 15 health. Second one is going to be joining it here in a bit. We do have the factory on the way and reactor on the way on the barracks, so it's kind of standard 2 Reaper in 2 Hellion build. He's going to be able to keep map control pretty well. Oh, Reaper, get out! Reaper, get out! Reaper does not get out. Reaper, this is why we can't have nice things. Gotta love players respecting each other. Irie does keep the second Reaper back home because he realizes, I mean, this is just, there's so much space here. This is so difficult to wall off because even if you wall off using the geyser, there's still space behind you have to wall off, so it's rather ridiculous trying to wall off this location. Not that it's much better over here since you have the easier ramp to wall, but you do have the extra rocks to deal with. Okay, that's actually a pretty good idea. He's going to wall off very far out. This does mean that repairing is going to be a metric, not a metric, I don't know, a mile away. I was going to go for something else, but it didn't work out too well. To repair this bunker is going to be extremely difficult for Irie, if he wanted to do that at all, even. So he's going to be able to, but he will be able to wall off with the normal, well, I'm not going to be 4 depots or not. It might be 4 depots wide. It's kind of really awkward. It's a really awkward amount. But a few speedlings will be walking on here. They might be able to kill off a SCV, but not going to happen. 4 Hellions going to be able to deal with those just fine. We do have Cloak on the way. Did you see that? Huh. Interesting. Well, I think he got it installed at the factory, had the tech lab on it, and kind of assumed that it would end up being that. But we do have a few roaches moving across the map. There isn't really a ton to actually defending us. There's nothing actually in this bunker. Only these 4 Hellions to deal with for 8 roaches now. This is it's going to be a big deal. We do have Banshees going to be popping out here in just a second, but at the very least, roaches are going to get some damage done. Irie is just evacuating, playing up, evacuating his natural base, realizing he's not going to hold that. Banshee does come in. 3 workers have already died off here for our Terran player. A couple Wood Mines do pop out. Wood Mines will be able to burrow. They will be able to get the shots off. Whoa! Actually, 1 shot gets off on 1 roach. 2nd shot gets off and kills a couple of lings as well, it seems. So this will eventually get cleaned up, but at the expense of quite a bit here for Irie. Irie is still losing workers, actually. You have to 5 workers killed now. Just continually losing some workers. Not exactly the position he wants to be in at the moment. Banshees will eventually clean this up, but he lost the cloak upgrade. He lost the tech lab on that. He's going to try to transition to bio, but now he has no actual threat of keeping Rick back home in his own base. And meanwhile, he just kept running up the entire time. He's up to 42 drones to 31 right now. There's no third command center down for Irie. He's just starting to make a couple more barracks. He's got stem on the way. He's starting to get some Wood Mines, but he is really just stuck. Right now, there's already spore crawlers to deal with the Banshees. Banshee actually flying directly into a spore crawler. She's gonna die. Yeah, that's dead. That's dead. Hellions get into the 3rd base. Luckily, there's Hellions getting into the 3rd base, and there's nothing to defend. That might be why. There's a little bit of a pause during this game, it seems. A bit of a phone call. But it is taken care of. That's the fun thing about watching replays is any pauses are immediately gone. I still have to deal with them. Lair on the way here for our Zerg player. He's got a couple of Evil Chambers on the way as well. He is starting to drone up this 3rd base. He's starting to get a good amount of roaches out. I'm not sure if he thinks this is mech. He hasn't really seen anything so far. I mean, he saw that there was a tech lab on this barracks, so surely he knows that it's got to be bio at this point. He wouldn't really bother making a tech lab on a barracks otherwise. Hellions once again poking in, trying to get a few link kills if they can, see if they can poke in. Turn around, buddies. No reason to do that. No reason to go for that, that's for sure. So Irie, he's okay now for a little while. But eventually, the way this game started was pretty poor for our Terran player. 61 workers to 42, and again, no 3rd command center right now for our Terran. He does have double engineering bay. I'm almost at Evil Chamber. It's not like he is playing a Protoss and he can just, get 1-1, get stem, get all of his bio upgrades, and then pull SCVs and deal with it. It's not going to work so well against a Zerg player. You could still do it. I mean, he is going roaches. He will be going for Roach Hydra. But still, that's going to be a lot of roaches out. He's going to have a really nice timing with 1-1, where Irie doesn't really have much defending us. He's even poking. He goes up and kills the bunker. Just anything he gets done right now is a nice little victory. It is a lot of Wood Mines, which is nice against this competition that rykalsymn is going for. But still. 4th base already on the way, only about halfway finished here for our Zerg player. He's just continuing to increase his lead in this game. Hydrogen on the way. He's going to be able to pick off medevacs at will once he gets a few more of those as well. Wood Mines will be an issue. That's basically the saving grace right now for our Terran player. He's able to do what he can with those. rykalsymn even spreading creep over this 3rd base location. He's going complete jerk mode. You're not going to take a 3rd base. So rykalsymn playing this game very, very well right now. About to have roach speed. He's going to have 1-1, so he's definitely going to try to hit some sort of 1-1 timing right now. There's so many Wood Mines, and actually he's gonna walk right into the roach army that's out front here before anything. Oh, good lord, Wood Mines! Holy crap! That was a lot of Wood Mines. But now there's not much army actually left over here, so this timing is now actually gone. So Irie with the nice little anti-timing, they're just walking out at the perfect moment. Walks directly into rykalsym's army, burrows a ton of Wood Mines, and kills off a bunch of roaches. Resources Lost tab is now swung in the favor of our Terran player, and he's starting to threaten here with a lot of wotm8s. He can deal with this army pretty well. Stim is finished as well. He does not have 1-1, however. 1-1 finished for these roaches. Wotm8 shots going off nicely. The last wotm8 shot actually does a lot of friendly fire there. The 1-1 is definitely helping out a bunch, and actually rykalsymn in a pretty rough spot right now. Irie pushing into this third base. He will eventually get cleaned up with whatever reinforcements. It's kind of a matter of how much damage Irie's actually able to do. He wants to get out of here now with the hydras here. He does not want to be losing these medevacs. It looks like he's going to. He loses one of them already. Wotm8s need to burrow or at least walk away. Wotm8s, why? Wotm8s burrow. No, not going to happen. The reinforcing army from Irie will be able to deal with what rykalsymn has left over, but problem right now is still no third base right now for our Terran player. There we go. Third command center is started. Does he have one anywhere else? No, he doesn't. So this is Irie's army, and he's stemmed a lot. There's not much energy on the few medics that are left over, really. Wotm8's shots gonna almost go off. I think one of them went off. I think another one got killed off, but the Wotm8s are all dead now. What few Marines and Monitors are left are very low HP. They do have 1-1, which is nice, but still going up against a very large army here from our Zerg player. He's going to roll directly into this. He's going to continue pushing this back, and Irie, he really needed to get a lot more done with that push. That push was really supposed to be the saving grace from IRieStill, and all rykalsymn needed to do was defend, and he has done that. He's defended, and now he can go on the defensive. He's going to want to start 2-2 pretty soon. Because if he starts falling behind an upgrade, it's going to be bad. But there is no 2-2 on the way for IRieStill either, so it's not a huge issue. And just kind of pumping units right now is still going to work out pretty well for rykalsymn. IRieStill forced to retreat back to his bunker, but if he's retreating back to his bunker, that means he is not taking his third base. With no third base, you start falling really far behind. IRieStill realizing he needs to get some damage done, realizing there's not going to be any meterless or anything. He's going to try to do some dropping, and actually it looks like rykalsym's going to switch into the more normal and more standard Ling Bling. Maybe get into mutas eventually, but stands. Medevac already over here in the natural base. He needs to, he microwave nicely there. Can start taking away that, but front is quite exposed here for IRieStill. More and more units walking on in. What IRieStill is killing 12 workers. He's killed 12 workers so far, but now his main is under attack. There's nothing back home for a Terran player. He's trying to make a tank, but 2 command centers are under fire. There's not many hydras, so these CCs will survive, which is nice. There's a decent amount of bio here, really. I'm not sure where all they came from, but looks like rykalsymn may clean this army up. All these medics are at such low energy. So despite kind of the greater numbers of army here for IRieStill, rykalsymn does trade very well. 150 supply to 63 now in favor of Zerg player. He is just rallying across the map, and once that 2-2 kicks in for rykalsymn, this is going to be likely GG. 100 supply lead right now. There is a tank finish, which is cool, but the tank isn't actually going to siege. There you go. Tank sieges up, but I think rykalsymn realizes it's there, and he's going to micro up to that and take it out very quickly, getting on top of everything that is actually left. So many workers have died off here for Irie. He is down to 20 workers right now, so despite 3 command centers. He's not going to do anything with 3 command centers when you don't have any workers to actually utilize any bit of economy. More and more is dying off here for IRieStill, and he is looking pretty ragged. He's not going to die, so that's nice. It's going to take a little bit more out of rykalsymn to actually kill him. He scans. I'm not sure if that was to confirm his fears, but it does. This base is quite saturated. He doesn't have the gas or anything, but that's a lot of medevacs. He's got 8 medevacs. That's cool. It's cool to have 8 medevacs, but it's cooler when they have energy and when they actually have units that can actually do anything. One tank is trying to pop out, but still, that is so much army right now. 99 army supply to 50. The army supply from rykalsymn actually is 30 supply greater than IRieStill's total supply, which is an issue. There we go. GG from Irie. rykalsymn will take a 1-0 lead here in this series. It is a best of 3. This is not a best of 1 as the other matches were. So we will be going into game number 2. It's going to be on Mary.